Hi, I'm Abigail. Today I'm going to be showing you how to teach your toddler or older child who doesn't yet know how to read basics in phonics letter sounds. So today we're going to start at the beginning with letter sound A. Almost a year ago, my world was turned upside down when I realized that my son may be on the ADHD spectrum. Since then, I'm on a mission to show moms with a distracted child how to help their child start and finish whatever task it is that their child sets his heart on. Our job as parents is to help the child strengthen his executive functioning skills while unlocking and magnifying his talent and gift. This YouTube channel is all about helping you teach your distracted child how to read and write. So I'm starting Phonics Friday. It's a series to give you the basics of how to teach your child phonics right from the start. So today I'm going to be showing you how I teach a child the letter sound A. Let's face it, phonics itself is boring, right? You are bored, the child is bored. How many times can you say this is the letter A? It makes the sound in different ways, right? I love the language arts approach. I can bring in science, maths, culture, songs, rhymes, videos, games, crafts to enrich the learning. So the latest research on memory and learning says to help your child learn something well and remember it is to make it relevant, interesting, and emotional. When your child is part of the process of co-creating that knowledge, of co-creating that memory, giving him that chance to connect that memory to prior experiences in the brain, then your child is much more motivated to learn it and to remember it. So sure, there are people and channels who say to you that you can teach your child letter sounds in 2 weeks, but I say, what's the rush? Take your time, teach it once, teach it well. I believe the language arts approach is one of the more fun ways to inject interest, relevance, and context to the teaching of letter sounds. So like and subscribe to this channel. I'll be covering all the letter sounds in the coming weeks. So the lesson plan for all the letter sounds are pretty standard, which means that they have kind of the same components. And you can do these components all in one big block, or you can just break it up throughout the week. In fact, I'm gonna give you 4 letters, 5 weeks of lesson plans and printables. I'll link it in the description below. So thank you for being here. Thank you for spending this time with me. The first activity I like to start off with is usually either a song or a book. For letter A, I've decided to start off 2 songs actually, Ants on the Apple and The Ants Go Marching. So have you noticed kids love songs and rhymes? They learn super fast and they can memorize lengthy verses of prose put in a song, right? After hearing it a couple of times, especially if it has a catchy tune or like silly words, and best if they are paired with actions that are great for the kinesthetic learners. The Ants Go Marching, lots of actions to do, and I don't know, the kids just love it. Ants on the Apple, as you sing the song, the child is really learning about the phonic sounds already.
Ants on the apple.
Ants on the apple, ah ah ah. Ants on the apple, ah ah ah. Ants on the apple, ah ah ah. It's the sound of A.
So even if you just do these 2 songs, you're already teaching your child the letter sound A perfectly without any of the other activities. But I'll definitely go through the others just to give you an idea of how you can mix and match, or you can do all just to reinforce the learning. So for the book, I've chosen a book 100 Hungry Ants, and I've tried to choose books which already have like a YouTube reading to them. So I think it's easy for parents to play the video and you can switch off the sound and then pause it while you read to your child at every single page. I think it's easier so that you don't have to be hunting around for that book, you know, just to do this theme. And of course, if your child likes it, I highly encourage you to get a physical copy of the book so that you can definitely keep reading and rereading the same books to your child. Okay, and I'll be linking the YouTube reading in the comments.
100 ants were singing and marching in 5 rows. We're going to a picnic, a hey and a hidey-ho.
Whoa!
Whoa! Stop! Shrieked the littlest ant. How you shriek? Stop! We're moving way too. At last we're at the picnic, a hey and a hidey-ho. Ooh, how many lines are there? Can you count?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like a square.
Ah, yes, it does look like a square because there are 10 rows of 10 ants in each row.
Coming to the activity part, this is the printable that I have for you. Okay, you can download it in the description. This activity is to help the ants find the picnic basket. This is an activity that trains or helps your child develop fine motor skills, the pincer grip especially, because your child needs to be concentrating, picking it up and then putting it on the line. And of course, exercising her hand, her fingers by squeezing the glue as well. 100 hungry. What is this? Ants. 100 hungry ants. Okay, help the ants reach the picnic by forming a line, and the ants start here. Your child needs to strengthen her fingers so that she has the strength and the precision to hold the pencil first and then press down on the paper and control the fine movements. Okay, and I usually present it on a tray like this with the beans and the letter and the glue, everything in one tray, so that my child knows exactly where to pick up the activity and where to put it back and where she can continue or where she has left off. Okay, the next activity is kind of like an anatomy activity, a science activity. This is part of the ants. For an older child, you can even encourage him or her to write and copy down on top of the labels. So you can even go further with your child and extend that learning. You can pull out a kid's encyclopedia book, go to the page on insects or ants, okay, and start reading with your child on that. Now, don't be afraid to introduce seemingly difficult or complex scientific words to the child, because their minds are like a sponge. They may not be able to say or even remember the words, but definitely they are absorbing. So if you have a very active child, right, doesn't want to sit down and paste green beans with you, so what else can you do? No problem. Give your child an empty container like this and then put the letter A sound, and then you can just say, hey, this is the S sound. Ants. Okay, why don't you go and find 10 ants for me in the playground? Basically, you are giving your child the chance to run around, incorporate movement into the activity so that your child is able to go run around, find the ants, put them inside here, give him a magnifying glass so that he can examine and look at the anatomy of the ant. So, some side notes as you're teaching your child. You may have noticed a few things in the video, right? Like, I put all the things that the child needs in a tray, so that the child knows that, okay, she has to take this entire tray and all that she needs is on this tray. That helps her sit down and complete the activity. So if your child is very young, then we can model that thinking process and voice out our thoughts. Like, what is it we are thinking? What is it we're doing and why? So you can read the instructions together with your child, so your child knows what activity you are doing. And then you can say, oh, what do I need? Okay, I think I need glue. And then you can bring this tray and go find the glue. I need green beans. Let's go get the green beans, put them in a little container, and then you place everything nicely, and you can tell your child, we are planning ahead, we are gathering our materials so that we can sit down and start the activity without any interruption. For a very distracted child, for a scattered child, that may be difficult. So therefore, we have to keep strengthening that planning process for him. Give him opportunities to practice. So what do you do if your child does it halfway, like my girl, okay, and she doesn't want to do it anymore? No problem. There's no need to push. There's no need to be angry or to force your child to finish an activity. I think the whole idea is to respect your child's rhythm and wishes so that we can pack this up and then we can place it on the shelf. You can continue with this activity anytime you want. Another quick tip here is that the beans, I know a lot of parents are very finicky about sensory play with beans, with rice, with messes. Yeah, of course, be very mindful of even younger siblings or whether your child is mouthing these and whether these are a hazard if you leave them out. But the key is, if you're triggered by mess, don't give them too much, just give them enough for them to do the activity, and it should be an amount that you are happy to clean up, even if something spills or there's an accident or whatnot. So that's that. That's the structured activity that you will do with your child as you're teaching your child the letter sounds. So if you like this video and you want to follow along with us, click on the link in the description below to download a 4-letter lesson plan to teach 4-letter sounds. The lesson ideas and the printables will all be given to you. I look forward to seeing you next week. See you, bye!